Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back to a new episode of the Kevirsyle Network podcast. As you can see, I have a plethora of creators today, um, and this is my second roundtable, technically speaking. But let's go around the round square table and introduce you guys. Introduce yourselves. Let's start with William.
I'm William Byrne, the creator of Max Burger PI. I'm in Canada, and yeah, I got a book coming out soon on Kickstarter.
Humberto.
Hello and hola, my name is Humberto Avila, and I am a relatively new creator. I had my first book called The Reckoning, came out last year, and I actually have another book that's just finished called Dumb Reminders that's going to be coming out fairly soon. So I'm a newbie to the whole scene of creator comics and totally excited, but not new to comics. I've been a big fan since I was 8, and I'm a huge collector of Golden Age books and lover of those supernatural stories.
Mr. JD.
My name is Jaydee Rosario. I've been making comic books since 2008 under the Unstoppable Comics imprint, making titles such as Curse of the Dragonstorm, Storm Chasers, Shield of the Interceptor, New York versus the World, Dead Princess Vicky Sticks, and love doing this stuff. Love talking to people about comic books, except for the guy that's next to me. I
You just
can't.
pointed off screen, so
I did.
you just went to like your
Dude,
coworker.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this on the phone.
The
I
guy
don't have the
drinking
usual
coffee
rig
is
set
suddenly
up.
like, "This guy hates me. What is going on?"
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
well, now everybody knows who I'm talking about. No, I'm glad to be on here with everybody. Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Tom Hutchison, that the guy JD hates.
Yep. JD Rosario hates me. I'm going to add that to new hashtag from
Oh
Tom
God.
hates everything to JD Rosario hates me. That's the new hashtag.
New hashtag, guys. Oh my
Tom
God.
Hutchison, Big Dog Inc. We've been doing this now for 16 years. We are celebrating 15 years of The Legend of Oz, The Wicked West this year. That is what we are focusing on for all of our releases. But we do everything: superheroes, westerns, horror, fantasy. But this year is our 15-year anniversary for our Western Oz, so that's what we're doing.
Let's go.
Right
Mr.
on.
Kerry.
Yes, Kerry Chugg. I created Sledge. So far, he has a three-part miniseries, and number four is out. There needs to be a number five that will be part two to the part one. That's number three, number four. Sorry. And I also host a YouTube channel, KC the Sledge Storyteller, primarily mainly focusing on public domain properties.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. That's freaking awesome. And I'm Kevin Davis. I've been a comic creator for 4 years now. This year marks my fourth official year. Granted, I didn't grow up reading comics because I don't know where the hell I've been my entire life, or I did not know comics existed. And I fell in love with comics in 2020. When I, for some reason, was on TikTok scrolling, and Marvel was there, and they were showing their comic books, and I was expecting movies and TV shows, but I went to their website and bought some digital property because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it because that was my first time introducing myself into comics. But for us creators, what was like a comic book or a book or movie that inspired you guys to become creators yourselves and to like become a storyteller? You can start. Anyone can start.
Well, I'll go. Actually, it was another indie creator who does his own stuff. His name is Billy Goodman over in Arizona. He has his own books called Billy's Comics. That he does bootleg type stuff. And he inspired me because um, he and I have been good friends. He was in a band called the Necronauts. I worked at a recording studio, and we have been keeping in touch ever since. And when I had my comic book store close, he suggested that I should do my own thing and give it a try.
Okay.
Nice,
Cool.
nice.
I guess comic books have always been in my life. I was inspired by my dad. He bought stuff in the 70s. I guess I'm dating myself here. I don't know how old everybody else is. Uh, but I remember him picking stuff up and being inspired by just things like Spider-Man, The Amazing Friends, and the Hulk cartoon when they came out. It was always introduced by Stan Lee. But it wasn't until the early 2000s I'm at a comic book convention, and I see somebody at a table, average dude, and he's got his own book there, and I'm like, how did you do this? And he told me about a small digital printer called Comics Press. And I reached out to them. I got a price for books, and from there I went. And I started doing a couple of small zines, and then some 12-page stories, and then I got addicted and came to this point. I got a nice little catalog, and I'm introduced to a whole bunch of talented creators in my travels and discussions promoting my stuff.
Right on.
Hell yeah.
Well, for me, this is always a weird question for me, because
Uh-huh.
the answer really is nothing. This is weird. Anybody that knows me knows I have the weird parallel dimension answers. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it here today. Nothing really. There was never like a moment where I was like, I want to make comics. Comics. The same with Jaydee. Comics have been in my life my entire life, since the 70s, and I've always enjoyed them. I've always loved them. Always loved the art, and so me and my friends were kind of in all the art and stuff, like in the 90s and so on. And so there was a point where we were all kind of together, and we were sort of like trying our hand at, okay, can we draw comics? Because that's what you wanted to do in the 90s. You didn't want to write anything. You wanted to draw comics. And so, we were doing with that and monkeying around with it and so on. But even then, it still wasn't like, wow, I really want to do this. It was just like, hey, it was a side thing. It was just for fun. And then that led to me creating Critter, because I got tired of drawing the X-Men and I wanted to draw my own thing. So out of the blue, really, she just appeared out of the blue because I was tired of what we were all doing at the same time. And so, but again, even in there, I was still trying to it was still more of an art project than it was like creating a comic book. But over time, I started to realize, like, okay, even if I'm remotely good at this, now I got to draw cars and trees and horses, and I'm not advancing at any sort of level where I'm gonna be able to do this. And so that's where that sort of art part fell into. Well, maybe I could write the story, and I could find somebody to draw it, and so on. But even in that context, I still wasn't like, man, I really want to do this. It was just something I did on the side because I had my 9-to-5 job and all that kind of stuff was going on. So we had Critter running, we had Penny for Your Soul running, again in the background, and then I ended up losing the job that I had, that 9-to-5, because this was like 2009 when the housing bubble went kapoof, and we went into like the big recession. So before I went and so that was really sort of my only moment where it was like, okay, I can go find another job, or I can take what I've made over the last year or so, slowly focus on this now and see, is there anything here? Like what's going on? And so that's really the only point where I sort of made like a sort of a conscious decision to like, I'm going this way. And we're just going to see what this way is. I got rejected by every publisher that I pitched to, of course, which squarely put a chip on my shoulder that said, all right, I'll do it myself. And I just kind of stuck with it. We put out our first books in 2010. They sold out. And I was kind of like, all right, maybe there's something here. And that's just what I've been doing now for the last 16 years.
Oh, hell yeah.
I started reading comic books a long time ago, back in the 60s. My cousin used to be a big reader of Marvel comics, and I didn't have any inspiration to be an artist or writer or anything like that until 1975 or 76. There was a comic book that came out in Canada called Captain Canuck. And I picked up the number 30 issue, and it was on really nice, beautiful paper. And that inspired me to start writing my own characters. And then I didn't know anybody that could draw, so I started drawing myself. And then I moved off to another province, where I came up with a group of superheroes called HELP, which stood for Hilarious, Easy, Lazy People. And they were kind of like the inferior five. I think is it not inferior five? There was a comic in DC did where people they were tripped over their shoes and stuff like that. The dumb bunny and stuff like that. So I wanted to do
Captain
something like
Carrot.
that. And I came up with this character called Max Burger, and he's called the Mad Burger at first, and he was born from a microwave explosion. And he went and attacked people at restaurants. So I kind of liked the character so much, I made him into a hero and I made him into Max Burger PI. And
Interesting.
so I recreated the origin. Still, he was born from a microwave explosion. It was at a restaurant called Brown Boys, and some woman tripped over a wire delivering some pop, and it spilled on the microwave where there was a hamburger in the microwave, and it caused the hamburger to mutate and grow intelligence. And he is found by a police officer who works for the Ottawa Police Department, and he lost his son and wife in a car accident, and he adopts the kid as his own. And he thinks he's one of a kind, but there's another that's creeping around in the background in that. And the father who finds him is based on a comic book store owner who passed away in 2002. His name was Harry Kramer. He had a comic book store called Now and Then Books. So his likeness is the father of the hamburger.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I've always, I started, superheroes caught my eye, late 70s, reruns of Adam West Batman and Super Friends, kept going, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and I didn't start reading comics, it was always just the cartoons until mid-90s, and the more I looked at it, the more I thought what I could do differently, and so I figured, okay, I want somebody who's has to fight on has to do street level fighting, can mechanically fly, can mechanically deflect bullets, and develop from there. And the more when I look at it, well, I wanted him to have to fight people off, so that became a conundrum if I wanted him to be bulletproof, because I wanted him to be bulletproof purely because I got sick of villains with stormtrooper syndrome. So I thought, okay, let's have it be that his shield only deflects inorganic weapons, that he has to fight defensively if if a fist comes his way, if a baseball bat comes his way.
And we have Todd Weiner just entered the chat, and Matthew Kreke. The question was, what inspired you to become a creator, Todd and Matthew?
Go ahead, Matt.
What was your question? I didn't quite hear it.
What inspired you to become a creator yourself for storytelling and just creating in general?
Okay, I'm having problems again. Can you type it in the chat, maybe?
I'm not sure how to work this chat in this studio. Okay. How about you go?
Yeah. Okay. What got me going? I don't know, early GI Joe issues and crazy fun over the top visual storytelling as an artist. Kind of where it started from was being an artist. I'm like, maybe I could be a hack writer. So started writing my own stuff.
See, he copied my origin story. Maybe I can be a hack writer. That's what I just said.
Maybe we're kindred souls, Tom. I don't know.
Dude, I got into creating. First of all, I hated writing with a passion for a long time, especially in school. I was having to write these essays and crappy bullcrap that we have to do in school. But I started wanted to create when I was reading books, like the Stephen King novels, Percy Jackson novels, like those type of novels. I didn't know about comics until 2020, so I'm a late bloomer. But I found out like I had the gift of writing with my learned that my mother is actually a writer herself. So it turns out it's in my blood. And I read her murder mystery book, and I was like, could I do this myself, or should I do this? And I was like, but do I want to do this? Is the actual question. And then I got to the point. It was like I was tired, like with the Hollywood BS, with the same rehashes and crappy writing in Hollywood. I was like, I want to bring some creativity and some originality back to the world. So you know what? Fuck it. It might take me a minute to build it, but I'd rather build something original than wait for somebody to do something I want to see. And so, I spent like 2.5 years studying the craft of comics, how to write it, how to budget it, how to. I attempted to draw, but that's a whole different headache. So I just hired artists to do it for me. And so I just write my own stuff, and I'm the person, I don't trust people, so I didn't go to like any type of publisher. I'm saying I'd rather just do it my freaking self. Plus, I don't want no overhead over me trying to like to dictate what my story is, if that makes sense. And so that's why I became a creator, because I'm tired of the same old.
Yeah.
And then I met these awesome guys on the screen I'm talking to now. I'm not sure if Matt, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. The question was, what inspired you to become a creator?
How did I become a creator?
Yeah, what inspired you to become a creator?
We can't hear him though.
Well, mainly in high school, I wrote stories for fun, and the only teacher who ever believed in me liked them. And I've always liked telling stories. And
well, you guys can't hear him?
I don't know.
No.
That's weird. I can hear him, but you guys can't hear him?
I can hear him.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Just be me. Oh.
I can hear him too.
I can hear.
Okay,
Huh.
I think it might be
That's
Tom.
the dog
Well, we can hear you, Matthew.
You can hear you? You can
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear
We can hear-
now.
Okay, technology's weird, guys. It's really weird. But I want to get into some more fun questions and not the boring questions. You guys, I'm pretty sure you like been to conventions. I haven't been to one just yet, but what's been the most weirdest thing that you experienced at a convention? Like from a fan coming to your table, or just in general, what was the weirdest, strangest experience for you?
I had a Miami Beach special.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, I'm the weird one. I'm usually the one's like pointing out at things and asking like inane questions there. The guy's like, dude, just leave. And I'm like, no. Yeah, I mean, it's all in good fun. Like, I've never had someone bug me. I mean, I love talking to comics, so if anybody sees me at a con, like, I'll talk their ear off about anything.
I had a woman, a Miami Beach special. She was in her late 60s, had that deep leather tan look to her. The
Lord.
the straight white silver hair, and she spent maybe about $250 on some 11 by 17 prints that she was going to gift everyone for the holidays. And as I'm signing these posters, these prints, she whispers in my ear, if I want to go back with her tonight and take care of business. And
My
and
God.
mind you, I got it in the booth, right? I got in the booth. My sister, my cousin, my now wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, another buddy, and
Oh, sweet Jesus.
she didn't whisper as much as she just said it,
Oh God.
just in my ear, and everybody's like, huh, right?
Oh,
And she had these. I mean, each one of her boobs was like as big as my head, And I'm like, oh my God! And she keeps rubbing them up on me as I'm signing, right? And I'm like, Jesus Christ! And I got this on video. So it's not
Oh
something that
God.
I'm lying about. I can definitely show you guys. I just I won't promote it because she didn't give me the green light to do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was the weirdest thing. She wanted a boogie that night, and I'm like, what?
I'm sure a lot of boogieing happens at shows, so
Oh my god.
Well, if you're at Heroes Con, yes. Or sorry, not Heroes Con, Dragon Con.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Con is
Really?
the infamous Olympic village of comic book creations. Yes.
For real.
Really?
Wow,
Really?
none of you know the Dragon. I'm just going to let that go. I'm just going to say Dragon Con. Y'all can figure it out from there.
Oh yeah, I've
Interesting.
heard of it.
Well,
It's
I
infamous.
was like, I know of Dragon Con.
It's super real. I've been there one time. It is so real. I can't
Legit.
even. I'm going to
Nice.
tell you my story. Here's my story, and it's not Dragon Con. So I have
Okay.
two moments that have kind of stuck with me. There's a bunch of them, but there's two really. One is sort of old. One just happened at San Diego Comic Con. So the first one is many years ago. God, I don't know, eight years ago maybe. We had people at the booth, and a guy and a girl, and they're just kind of looking at stuff, and they're vibing on our Penny for Your Soul book, which is kind of heaven and hell in Las Vegas, and they're digging on it. And so they're going to buy the books. I'm like, yep, here's the thing, pick these out. And then on this one, there's two covers, just take whichever one you want. So I'm kind of showing them, like, here's this one, there, this one. And then we get to this one issue where there's two covers, and one of them is sort of a close-up shot of like a demon's hand, like slamming this girl like through a craps table, and he's got like his hand around her throat, and she goes, "Oh, I want the one where he's choking her," and I'm like, "Sure, whatever you want." And then she
Whoa.
and then she looks up, she goes, "'Cause I like being choked," and
Oh,
you can
wow.
see her boyfriend like, "What are you doing right now? You got to put a cork in that and stop it." But she just was laughing and whatever. But I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. And then the other one, this is the craziest one, is at San Diego Comic Con this year. I wasn't even at a Big Dog Ink booth. I was at the Antarctic Press booth, and I'm just standing there. Dude walks by, comes back, and I'm like, oh, okay, he recognized something. And he comes up and he says, "Are you that guy that hates everything?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's all like, "Don't you do like movie reviews and like you hate everything?" And I was like, "No way that just happened in a room of 100,000 people. Dude just walks by and recognizes me from like literally these shows and the stuff that I do." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." He was like, "Oh my God, I love your reviews. It's so funny. I can't believe that I just found you out of the blue." And I was like, "Yeah, that's super crazy."
Bro, that's cool. At least he didn't ask you to
That's
choke him
really
out.
cool.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that was a cool moment. That's a cool moment.
I feel like one of these days I'm gonna meet Tom at a convention and I'm gonna ask the same question because I already know the answer because we already talked already. But I'm gonna just act I'm like, "You that guy that hates everything?" But yeah, Matthew, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but Matthew, have you been to like any conventions lately or ever? And what's like the strangest thing that's happened to you at a convention? I'm not sure you can hear me. If you can't hear me, but Kerry, have you been to conventions yet?
I've been to some. I can't say that there's any. I've been totally weirded out to your guys' level. I mean, I like some of the quirks. I mean, the city where my hero operates. I basically, made it my hometown and just did the same thing as what DC does with Gotham and Metropolis, and so I liked it that one guy. When I explained it, what this guy's all about, he tells his girlfriend, "Oh, this guy Gothamized Ogden, Utah, where I'm at." So yeah, I'd say that's the closest thing that I've had to anything weird. It was something that was jolting.
Ray, what about you?
Where was it? I think it was. I went to Dragon Con, and somebody was doing interviews, and they were asking me about my character, what kind of sexual stuff my character does. Go to the bathroom and all kinds of stuff.
Dragon Con.
He's a hamburger. I don't think of him going to the bathroom or anything.
He gets pounded. He's a hamburger. He gets pounded.
Yeah.
Literally, he's a hamburger. So you could easily
Everybody
ask that
wants
question.
I'm like,
Oh my God, Todd, did you answer?
Nah,
Oh,
you know, I have pretty. I don't do a ton of shows a year, maybe two, three, four. I don't really have a lot of strange stories. You would think up in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Portland, that it would just be insanity some days.
It's because
Uh,
it's all strange up there, so it's all just
it,
normal.
it must be, Tom, because I see a lot of colorful people and I enjoy it and I had conversations with them, but they're all pretty normal when you start talking to them. You know, it's like the what is it? The bark is bigger than the bite. I don't know. Um, but a lot of very tight fitting clothes at conventions, and a lot of women. So that's, I mean, and I take my wife and she's the one picking up stuff. She's the one that notices way more than I do. So yeah, I don't really have any crazy stories.
See,
Well,
with
I've
I'll just add one more then for Todd.
oh snap.
This is my
Okay.
so I have lots of Dragon Con stories, but there was one that just sort of like this was the very very beginning of Dragon Con. I had never been there. I'm just roaming around. I'm taking it all in.
Okay.
We go to the Walgreens next door to go get stuff for the booth, and you know when you go in Walgreens, they have like these or Walgreens, Walmart or not Walmart, like CVS, whatever. They have
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
these plastic tubs, right, where they just throw stuff in there, like this is on sale or whatever. And so they had one of these big round tubs and it was divided in half. And one side of the tub was all just Sharpies. It's just all kinds of colors of Sharpies. Get your Sharpies right here. The other
Okay.
side of the tub was filled with condoms.
Okay. Oh my god.
That's amazing.
That's how you do it.
Dragon Con.
Yeah.
dude,
You go from Sharpies to condoms.
You go, can I get your signature on my boobs? And then, hey, let's go back to the room.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, guys.
Talk about indirectly telling your audience what you want without
Yeah.
telling your audience what you want. Oh my god. If you all had to create a comic together, what would the story be?
All together.
Yeah.
I think we're leaning into that
Yeah.
one night stand at a convention. I think that's the,
Yeah, I did not educate myself on everybody's properties here.
Let's talk
But
about
if-
what's
but,
happening
you
now.
know, storytelling is imagination. Just like, what would you think the story would be?
oh, dude, let's get weird. Like that's my jam. that
Well,
kind of
I just saw a
weird
picture
comics.
that popped up on my feed the other day, which it was just a picture, and at the bottom it just said mummified crocodiles. And I'm
I
looking
saw
at this picture like,
I
what
commented on
the
that.
hell
Yeah.
is going on?
So
And
when is that? When are you going to do this, Tom?
that's
So
what
when
I
you write
said.
that
That was
story-
my caption. I was like, and so I'm writing this now. So I still don't know what it is, but mummy crocodiles is way better than cocaine bear to me. Like, give me mummy
really is.
crocodiles.
That's
There is
fair.
so much that I can do with mummy crocodiles. So that's the direction that I'm going in the back of my brain with that sort of piece of information
Can we do
that somehow I've never seen before. Like I know I've seen like mummified cats and things like that over the
Yeah.
years, but
Yeah.
I've never been told that they mummified crocodiles. Okay.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that was new to me. That's when I saw that image.
Yeah.
I said, that's new. And it looked a little cartoony. It was like they had little cotton balls over their eyes.
Well,
or
yeah,
something.
100%. It was really weird. Like in today's day and age, you'd be like, "That's AI," but it wasn't. That was a real picture, you know.
Holy smokes, that was actually
it's
real.
just,
Wow.
it's there's so much that we think we know about specific cultures, and then
Yeah.
you open another chamber and there's something else, and you're like, "What the hell?" Mummified
Oh my
crocodiles.
Yeah. I mean, you could start out with like cocaine crocodiles, and then they get killed, and then
Well, they
get
have meth
mummified.
gator already. Meth gators.
I'm
are
like,
real.
there is a meth gator. So they had technically already
Meth
have
gator
meth
versus
in there.
crocodile, cocaine crocodile,
Oh my god.
the battle of
Can
Florida.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
now.
we can hear you.
Okay. Can I answer a question?
Yes.
You were saying weird things that happened at conventions.
Yeah.
I have one.
Okay, share it.
So first off, I'm sorry about my internet. It's kind of spotty today.
Yeah, you're good,
Second,
man.
the weirdest event that ever happened to me at a big convention was called Silicon, where a guy told me I needed to repent because I had the nerve to sell video games at a.
What the heck? Oh, I think his connection has been out again.
I think we lost you now.
No, I'm still here.
There we go.
okay.
Okay.
Now
Like,
we got
whew.
you.
I just was pausing to see. Do you want more detail, or is that enough?
I kind of want some more because I'm curious to like what happened next.
Well, he
Like, what
gave me a
happened?
pamphlet, and then he started screaming, preaching, and everything else. And
Yeah.
thank God the hallway where I wasn't at. But apparently, he thought that if you're paranormal investigators, you're devil worshippers.
Oh God.
Yeah, that checks.
Well,
That
you
sounds
get that
about
at
right.
Comic Cons all the time now. I mean, even
Yeah.
do you guys remember the Westboro Baptist folks from a number
yeah.
of years ago? They even
Yeah.
showed up at San Diego Comic Con one year, and they were. roaming
I'm old
around
enough to
doing
know.
that thing. Yeah. They seem to have
Seriously.
disbanded, but now you always see guys just standing out talking about the Bible and talking about idolatry
Marcus.
and whatever, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my God, just guys, we're making fantasy stories up over here. We're just having a good time. Like,
Well, oddly enough, I went.
If that weren't weird enough, I think the guy then bought the mall and kicked the Silicon out of the mall.
Oh my God.
Not a year later.
He bought him.
On your
Either
pocket.
he or one of his friends did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a what's really weird about that whole thing is I have so I write a book called Penny for Your Soul, which is basically about the end of days, Armageddon, if it were to take place in Las Vegas, and I don't know what you want to call it, priests, ministers, pastors, whatever their
Right.
denominational name is. They come to the cons that I'm at because they want to talk about that book, and they're not talking about it in like, why are you doing this? This is bad. They're just like, they have read it somehow, and they're like, oh, like you've read the Bible, like you understand the general, sort of what we're doing in the Bible, and then you're layering your stuff on top of it, and they find it really, really interesting. They don't take it seriously, which they shouldn't. So it's really kind of weird how there's like, even within that context of the religious, whichever way you want to go, some people are just like, yeah, we're going to stand out here and tell you why you're all bad, and then actual like pastors are going to come in and be like, this is really funny. Tell me where this came from, and let's talk about this thing. So yeah, it's a weird society, and every side of the coin has an opposite side. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That reminds me of how one of the popes said Harry Potter is not a sin to watch
yeah.
Yeah,
because
it's not.
it's just good guy versus bad guy when you boil it down. No actual witchcraft happened.
We my wife and I went to Salem, Massachusetts a few years ago on Halloween because it was like, I think Halloween was on.
Oh hell yeah.
I think it was a Thursday or Friday or something, and we ended up Friday or Saturday maybe, but we went there. It was absolute batshit crazy. If anyone has a chance, go to Salem on Halloween weekend or just on Halloween. There was like 120,000 people there, but they literally had people on pedestals, Tom, like megaphone, the whole thing, like you're going to hell, and then people were like, hail Satan, and like it was just like this battle of like religious beliefs. And it was really, we just sat there and watched, and it was.
There was a year at San Diego where there was an Omen TV show that was coming out based on the old movies, right?
I remember
And
that, yeah.
For the whole weekend, day and night, they had hired people to wander around with big signs to promote the Omen show, and they were all walking around going, "It's all for you! It's all for you!" I was like,
That's awesome.
That's insane. And they were giving out little pamphlets and stuff, and I was like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that for our books. Just pay people to walk around
well,
shows.
I mean, that's cosplayers, right? That's
Yeah.
that's just somebody, hire somebody to cosplay and act like your character. It was one of the interesting things. One of the guys that we worked with a long time ago, Wayne, he did a book called Nightingale, and so he had a cosplayer. We had a few cosplayers, but he had a couple of cosplayers that were with him regularly, and his whole thing was like, he doesn't just want them to cosplay and like stand around and be like, "Hey, I'm Julie and I'm a cosplayer." He wanted, like, specifically, he would tell them, like, I want you to create the Disney experience. I want you to be this character. No matter who comes up to you, you are Nightingale. And whatever questions they ask you, you give them Nightingale answers. It was interesting. It worked relatively well. Um, there was a couple of like YouTube interviews that were done where the interviewers were kind of like they weren't into it. They were kind of like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're one of those people," and I'm like, that's a dickhead response,
Yeah,
dude.
for
Somebody's just
sure.
having a good time. And granted, he didn't know she's being paid to do it that way.
Yeah.
But you know, I that's kind of for me. I kind of look at it the same way. I'm kind of like, yeah, I am looking for cosplayers. I have some that have worked for me over the years, and they've been great. But I am looking for somebody to kind of be like dedicated character, models at cons and doing social media and stuff. And I think that I would agree. I sort of am like, look, when you're here and you're interacting, I need you to be that character. Now, I don't know that I would be like hyper strict and whip her if she like did something wrong. Of course not. But like, I think that there's a nice sort of dynamic there where you can be the character, but then
Yeah.
at certain times it's like, yeah, okay, we're interviewing. I'm Critter from Big Dog Inc. and blah 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 blah. You know, so I think
Yeah.
there's a good middle ground
Yeah.
for that.
No
But
method actor.
when I saw like Nightingale just like in the crowds and talking to people, especially like younger kids and stuff, like it worked really really well. Like the kids fully dug on it. They were just like, oh my god, she's like a real elf. Like it was like super cool. So yeah, I think there's a cool medium that can be found in doing that.
That
So you're
reminds-
In that vein, I actually did do something similar to that. I had somebody, I commissioned a local creator to make a full bust of one of my creatures from my book, The Reckoning, and he made this really elaborate mannequin, and he just decked it out, and I have it on my Facebook and on my Instagram of the creature. It's like a vulture creature called a Thalapuchi from Mesoamerican mythology, and it's dynamite looking. And when I first put it up this year at a con, I got so much attention from it because it caught so much attention from people's eyes walking by it because it was just this big monstrous female bird creature that was just covered in like scales and feathers, and it was just dynamic, eye catching. And the years prior to that, when I had tabled at previous cons, I how people would look at my table for see a few bucks and then walk on. But once they saw the this year, I got so many sales, so many engagement with different people, and so many pictures because of that sculpture. That same guy is gonna do wearable prosthetics so that I can have somebody walk around cons passing out stickers and directing them to my booth saying, oh, I'm from here, and just kind of like point them in my direction. And so, I mean, feel free to steal my idea. And in fact, Jared Locker, I know he's in the chat right now, he actually did the design to the creature for that book.
Yeah. Nice.
And that it's based on. So I'm gonna have to give him a little credit for that in the upcoming issue remake that I'm doing. But that idea of having somebody walk around cosplaying as your character or having like an eye-catching display at your table, totally worth it because, like I said, I went like maybe last year. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm new. I get it. People want to go see, I think we had at the local con we had bigger creators. They were going over there. I was getting passed up. I get it. But when I put up my new elaborate sculpture, it really did like up the attention that I got. Whether or not people bought stuff, they still took pictures and then they posted it on their Facebook or their Instagram, TikTok, and then they tagged me, and it just added a bunch of like new eyes to what I'm trying to do.
I only got as far as a 3D print about that tall. So that did draw more people in, but yeah, a cosplay plant, or a hired cosplay, got my imagination going. Or maybe who thinks they can commission Todd McFarlane to do a sculpt or something like that.
Well, really, like the guy that I'm working with, his name is Enoch. His name is Jack, but he goes by Enoch the Old Soul on Instagram. I could always pass on his info, but like this guy is legitimately a great sculptor and fabricator of
Nice.
different textiles and armaments, and his goal was to do like movie props and whatnot. And seriously, for the price that I paid for the sculpt, it's about maybe 3 feet tall. It's totally like teenage girl sized, like from the waist up. So, and it's just phenomenal. And the guy, I don't want to put his rates up on blast because I don't know what he charges me, what he's gonna do. That's kind of up to between the two of you. But it worked out really great that he's gonna do more creatures for me in the future, because I think that nowadays in the booths at cons that I've gone to, you have to like really stand out, not just with the great stories that you're doing, but you got to like attract the eyeballs, because I know that like if I'm at a booth and then like this year was Kevin Smith here in El Paso, no one's gonna come to see me when they're Kevin Smith's like 3 booths down. You know what I mean? And so if I want to, get that attention, I gotta, jazz it up and be creative. And I think that's a great way to like put out your personality type and really sell your book, and not just your book itself, but like the entire world. Because like I'm hoping like maybe like it could be like a horror short film or whatnot, and by having these busts, you're opening up your ideas, yourself to open other ideas and concepts that can go beyond just your comics.
I know. Yeah. You gotta have imagery. Something's gotta stand out. Absolutely.
Yeah. Back in the '90s, I did up in Ontario. We had a convention, and I had a guy dress up as a superhero of mine called the North Shield. And I went out and got a spandex suit made. Cost me $200. And the guy I got was my cousin. He was a bodybuilder, so my character's kind of a bodybuilder, and so he's a little bit shorter than the character. But we went out. I had the suit on. The kids loved him. They give me some attraction for the book,
Yeah, most of my stuff, I could pick it up at an army surplus store. That military harness, and basically he's got a military T-shirt and military pants. Combat boots.
That's the thing. Like it doesn't have to be like super elaborate. Like you don't have to spend like $1,000. I mean, spend what you can and what you want. Obviously, it's gonna range by your measure, but like it doesn't have to be. Like I've always told people, like things don't have to cost an arm and a leg for it to be successful and be great. It just has to have the passion and the love behind it, and then that shows. And I know that's kind of like a hippy dippy way of doing it, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of vibe with those things a lot better, rather than something that's super polished. And you could spend $1 million, but if it's just because, well, I have the money, so I'm going to do it, and there's no really like love for it, then what are we doing here? Then that's not to like. I guess I kind of like want to say like. That's why I like got into indie comics a little bit more so than Marvel and mainstream stuff, is just because they have all this money behind it, and it's like, what's the love behind it? Because they're just throwing cash at it, but that doesn't mean that it's any good. Whereas somebody that has like a budget or minus that can draw and write something that's phenomenal and fantastic, that actually means something to them, and that to me has more merit than a soulless cash grab.
Nice, I like that. Now I will get to some promotion time now.
There's a robot in the chat.
It's alright. That happens all the time. It's alright, don't worry about it. Coming up first, Mr. Tom Hutchison. Once my laptop stops being stupid. Alright. Pull this sucker up right quick. Hold on. It's like, sorry, hold on, this screen's being weird.
Oh, dude, we just got like a AI bot in the chat.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that happens all the time. It's very weird.
This paying us so much money.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, wrong button. Oh my God, this thing is weird. But can y'all see that? Can
Musical
y'all see the
chairs. You
screen?
gotta love it.
Legend of Wicked West Ginger's Quest Part 2.
Yeah, Tom, can you tell us what your Kickstarter is about? While I'm trying to figure out how to bring it up more.
Yeah, so this, like I said, this is the 15-year anniversary of The Legend of Oz. It's a Western reimagining of The Wizard of Oz. So instead of ruby slippers, Dorothy's got ruby spurs, ruby bullets, Toto's her horse. So we've been running this for a while now. This will be volume 7 for the whole series that we're doing. So it's called this story arc is called Ginger's Quest. If you have not read the book before, you can dive into this and you'll be able to catch up very quickly. We do have catch up tiers and trade paperbacks and stuff, but the book is written to a point where you can just kind of dive in and try it out if you just want to try it out, and you'll be fine. Nia Rufino has been doing covers for us since the beginning. That's her cover at the top there. And Karu is a new artist that we found there with the Cowardly Lion. Donnie Hadiwijaya and Sean Lee are the series artists, but they also did the main cover, which is the next one down. So that next one is the one that actually looks like what the interiors are going to be. So that cover there, that's what our interiors look like. So Donnie and Sean are doing an amazing job. Well, basically, it's grounded in what we understand as the Wizard of Oz. It's based on L. Frank Baum's books, the 14 books that he bought. But instead of like adapting it book by book for his 14 books, we kind of just take everything that he did and assume that it exists, and we use it as is needed or wanted throughout our story. So while we do his stories, Search for Ozma, The Battle with the Gnome King, things like that, we use those kind of as bullet points to kind of tell our story through his story. So it's not just like a one-for-one adaptation of like, oh, this is what happened in The Wizard of Oz. Now it's been turned into a Western thing. It is our story within Baum's sort of foundation. But we drift around through all the different books. We just did an anthology this year that we just got shipped out to everybody. With Overman Anu, the Glass Cat, the Silver Princess. So we go pretty deep into the Oz lore, but at the heart of the story, it's Dorothy and Ozma and the characters that most people recognize. But I think we do a pretty good job of inserting the characters that people were like, oh, I've never even heard of the Silver Princess, and we give you a hint as to kind of who she is in general. But of course, everything goes into the Western blender for us. So this is what comes out. So we'll be launching this tomorrow, noon Eastern time. This will be part 2 of Ginger's Quest. Part 1 is available, of course. And like I showed you before, this is the big omnibus that we just put out too. So we get the first 4 volumes in.
Let me zoom you in right quick.
Yeah, one gigantic book, 512 pages.
Holy smokes!
That'll get you started.
Hell yeah!
But you get the whole series in the campaign. So you can start wherever you want to start, but if you want to go all in, it's all available.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. And I just posted the link in the comments, so
Awesome.
make sure you follow.
Yeah, so that's like the sign up link. So if you click that, it'll let you sign up. That way, when we launch, you'll get a notification saying, "Hey, this is live. This is good to go."
Yep, launches tomorrow. That's freaking cool. All right, that's freaking cool. All right, who's next? Todd Rayner, you're up next, buddy. My screen stops being stupid. Sweet Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And my technology. Here we go. All right, Todd Rayner. Tell us about Luke the Bloody Finale.
Yeah, it's just my reimagining of fairies and vampires. This is the final issue of the story arc, 4 issues, self-contained story. Basically, the main character, Luke, goes to Salem to learn more about his heritage and his family. He found out in a prior story that he's a descendant of an ancient witch coven, so he goes to Salem because that's how his brain works. Is like, oh, that's where all the witches are, is in Salem, not the smartest guy. So goes there, kind of finds himself in the middle of a war between fairies and vampires, and in this reimagining of the lore here, the fairies are kind of on the top of the food chain. The vampires are more kind of the scum of magical folk. So the fairies protect, and the vampires just kind of feed frenziedly on people and magical folk and all that stuff. So this is the last issue. It's a lot of action. I've kind of built the foundation of a lot of the lore in the prior issues. You don't need to read any of the other books I published, like, as this is a self-contained story. So it's like an old school black and white horror book, if you like that kind of thing. Got a bunch of cool covers for this one, regular covers, virgin covers. I also have the trades for Ice Pick, which is where all the characters, first show up, and then Annabelle, which is the second book I wrote. Both those trades are available. We got the first stretch goal unlocked. I have to update that graphic. But yeah, here's some of the covers. My cover, I have Christian Navarro does all the interior art. So he does the second cover, and he does it all black and white. His cover's in color, but it's all black and white. And then Courtney Rose, Dave Kemp do a cover, and Nick Capone and Dave Kemp also on colors do the fourth cover. So yeah, it's if you like supernatural gothic horror, this is probably a book you'll enjoy. And it's got fairies, vampires, and magic folk alike in it. So yeah.
It's live right now, literally just launched not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's 22 days to go, and it's already funded. But let's get some more stretch goals.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That's freaking cool.
We're getting there.
I'm a backer, so how about you guys back it too?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, the link is right here in the comments. I'm sorry, I think I'm the one that pushed it to the stretch goal. No,
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, it looks awesome. I can't wait for it. And congratulations on funding.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, who's next? William. How do you pronounce your last name? I don't
Byrne,
want to butcher your
just like John.
Okay.
John Byrne, who does the X-Men
Gotcha.
and Superman and all that.
Gotcha. Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me switch over. All right, William Byrne. I have too many tabs open, so forgive me. Here we go. Tell us about your story, Max Berger, PI.
Yep, Max Berger is a private investigator who's in Ottawa, and he gets a gentleman comes to his office. He's dead broke, has no money, and this guy's daughter's disappeared, so he hires Max to look for her. But unfortunately, he finds her dead in an alleyway, and there's a bunch of dog prints around her body, and she's clenching a fistful of pennies, and he's got to figure out how she died, and he's being chased by a bunch of religious people because he's considered a demon, and there's somebody watching him from the rooftops. And we leave it in a cliffhanger at the end of the story. And Max goes over a bridge into an icy grave, which will be continued like in the third issue. We're kind of skipping from the second to the third. And I'm doing kind of a dream issue in the second issue, where Max is kind of in a dream world where he's being chased by somebody who wants to eat him and stuff like that. And it's going to be partly in color. This book is all in black and white with just a touch of red. And actually I can show you the page, if you can give me full screen here. And just give me a moment to find the page. I'll get it. Where is it here? Sorry guys. Because I have a prototype already made. I don't know if you guys ever do a prototype. These are the only pages that are in color in this whole book.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So there's somebody watching from the rooftop.
Nice.
Yeah. So this book is about the size of the Ninja Turtle magazine that came out, #1.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Some 7.5 by 10.9. It's got It's got a
Wow.
rubber on cover. Because that's what was on the Kickstarter page.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's 44 pages.
And the link is in the description, in the comment section, so you guys can follow his campaign. And do you have a launch date for when you plan to launch it?
I'm planning on September 1st.
Oh wow, my birthday! Wow, nice.
Yeah, and then it's a month, and then when it's going to end on a month on my birthday, October
That's
1st.
That's hilarious. Oh wow.
So hopefully
Nice.
it does take off this time.
Nice. Oh. Okay. And now I got Matthew's campaign. Matthew, can you hear? Can you still hear us? Yeah. But I'm gonna still show his campaign if he can't hear us. There we go. And then this is Matthew's Knight's Lair 1. That's on Kickstarter. It's on pre-launch right now.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can. Can you tell us what your comic Knight's Lair is?
It's basically two paranormal investigators are trying to solve paranormal threats for money based on the Grimm Brother fairy tales.
Ooh.
It's kind of like Supernatural meets Grimm. Oh, what just happened?
Interesting.
Sorry, I just got a warning on my pop-up.
Oh,
Now, what were we talking about?
your comic Knight's Lair.
Oh, yeah. Issue 1 is a loose retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. Issue 2 will be a loose retelling of The Little Mermaid. But each one's... It's a Monster of the Week comic centering around two paranormal investigators who keep getting hired to solve these crimes in a world that doesn't believe in the paranormal. Basically, they have to go around investigating this paranormal threat and dodging the police because one of the police officers wants to shut them down because he thinks they're scam artists. But in this one, he asks for their help because a witness refuses to talk without consulting paranormal investigators.
Nice. And do you have a date of when you plan on launching your campaign?
We plan to launch September 8th.
All right. Nice. Nice. And the link to his campaigns right here in the comments, so you guys can follow it.
Thank you. Sorry if I'm not getting the answers I'm supposed to or something.
Yeah, you're good, man. And
Yeah.
Kerry, you have a comic out. You sent me your Google Drive, but do you have a Kickstarter for it? Anything?
So I need to produce more on my number 5 issue to establish that it's far enough along to pick up from there. But yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to advertise, get to show the series or what. I sent you imagery. Did I give you any links?
Yeah, you sent me your Google Drive.
Oh, but I mean, I can easily just enter the link to order quickly, and in the Indie Planet print, print on demand. But so I've got 4 issues out already now. So here's number 1, number 2.
Hold on, let me spotlight you.
Okay. So okay, Sledge. Essentially, I like to sum them up as poor man's Iron Man, gadget enhanced Batman, artificial Superman, and Peter Parker unable to get the spider bite, so he becomes a gym rat. But number 1, he dips his toes, gets his feet wet into crime fighting, and at the end he decides he can make that big leap to take on the local mafia, and here's the escalation. My Empire Strikes Back, and all comes into a head. There are both sides are licking their wounds, but they're victorious over the mafia. And so this is part one of a two-part miniseries. Whereas here, what you can see right here is that he's got a bunch of androids he's dealing with, and they are impersonating key figures. So that's the gist of it: Sledge versus a bunch of Terminators. So there's my link to it. Give it a look, and if you can, more I can buy right there, the more prepared I can be to produce number 5.
Nice. Well,
we really like that Godzilla in the background.
Thank you.
So we came up on time, guys. Before we hop off, can you tell us where we can follow you guys on socials to keep up with your projects and everything?
Which one?
I said we're about to hop off, but can you share your socials where we can follow you guys, where you can keep up with your projects? Yes.
My Facebook page is called Ben Peak Comics, Ben, then Peak, and I'm KC the Sledge Storyteller on YouTube.
I have a website. It's called -comics.com. Spelled DACH comics.com. It's my mascot is a dachshund. But that's my imprint is Dash Comics. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, and that's where I can be found. Or through Humberto Avila as well. I post my book stuff on my personal and the other page as well.
And
you can find. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Matthew. Go ahead.
You can find me on thenightslayers.com, and there will be some forms you can put in your email address and get the first book I ever wrote to read, a chance to buy the second book I ever wrote for $1, and a chance to unlock one of the secret Kickstarter tiers. And then I'm also Matthew Craig Author on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. I think that's it.
Okay, you can find me on X under Williams Pictures, or you can add me or follow me on Facebook. Just look for William Byrne. I don't have any other websites or anything like that.
All right. Go ahead, Tom.
BigDogInc.com is our web store. You can get all your back issue books and trade paperbacks and whatever you need. Legend of Oz launches tomorrow at noon, and you guys are welcome to follow me. We do most of our stuff on Facebook, so you guys are welcome to friend me up on Facebook. Everything kind of starts there and leads out to Instagram and X and everywhere else.
Yeah, and I have Dark Space Studio is the website. You can also get all my books, original art, digital versions if that's your forte. Todd Rayner art is pretty much everything else. Dark Space Studio, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, all that good stuff. I'm on Reddit too under Dark Space Studios. I also got a Substack, Dark Space Studios, where I do a deep dive into the creation of all the books I make. So yeah, I'm out there.
And you can find me on Instagram at I am Kevin Davis Official, and I'm currently reworking my website, but it's going to be kevirsyle.com. And you can find me here at the Madness Network, because we're all mad sometimes, especially as creatives. But I'll catch you guys next time on the Kevirsyle Network podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.